Welcome to the World United.
Welcome to the World United.
So, in addition to all of her research and public health presentations, her work has been featured in many TV, radio shows, books, articles, including a prominent study on autism. Speaking as having an adult autistic daughter, I'm very curious about that, and seizure disorders published in the Journal of Neurology Research. The true bioscalar EE system technology has been widely publicized by media outlets including CNN, Fox News, The Doctors, and the Wall Street Journal. So, Dr. Michael has been knighted for her humanitarian service. She is a Dame Commander of the Order of St. John. Currently, she is working with NASA, the Department of Defense, the Navy, and other physicists on advanced radiation and water remediation. She plans to provide 1,100 energy wellness centers for veterans. I'd want to say that again. Her plans include providing 1,100 energy wellness centers for veterans. She also serves as a commissioner for the International Tribunal for Natural Justice and as a fellow for New Earth University and professor of applied integrative biophysics. Whew! All right. So I am really honored. I am truly honored to invite Dr. Michael to be with you for the next 20 minutes or so. The floor is yours. Welcome to the World Parliament on Spirituality. It is such a delight to have you here.
Well, thank you, Christine. Thank you. I'm very excited to be here with this because we're at this time of a deep shift, very deep shift for the planet. And I like to call it the shift to get off the planet, but accelerate evolution. Accelerated evolution, where the shift has hit the fan, literally, of that accelerated evolution. And we want to create the world that we want. So I'm just here to heal the world. Bottom line with that introduction is we just want to bring healing to the world. And I'm going to, I always start because I have been recognized formally as a kahuna for more than 3 decades. So I always start by saying aloha. So, and I'm going to invite everybody to please take a very deep breath, because the most powerful word in the universe for a kahuna is aloha. So, and I'm going to explain how aloha is really a scalar wave. So people want to know what scalar and technology and how this fits together, and how we can bring healing to the world. I'm going to have you embody that breath of life and embody your own big kahunas. Kahuna means a keeper or knower of the secrets and mysteries of life. And the first thing you would learn is the ha breathing right. And so aloha. It's breathing in all the love of the entire universe, all the power, all the light, all the wisdom, right into your heart. And letting go, breathing light. And letting go of everything in the way of our greatest life and greatest love. And it means oneness with the breath of that love of all life. And we're here to share from that point of that divine union within us, that aloha spirit, honoring that sacred breath of eternal life, the energy and the power that interconnects all things, animates our hearts, and then fills us with that love that we share. And it's oneness with that breath. But you notice that's an infinity wave, breathing all the love and letting go. It's an infinity wave, like a Mobius. And a scalar vortex could be understood as an infinitely projected Mobius. So it's an infinity wave. And that's the easiest way to understand scalar. So you're breathing light and breathing more light and more love with every breath. And the deeper you breathe, the more you let go, the more you let go, the more all the power and the light and the love can flow. And so we want to bring this time is very special we've waited a long time for this time on this planet, and technology is catching up with consciousness. And, I've been teaching holistic health. I just want to heal the world, been over 4 decades, more than that, really. My parents, I came in with this. I came in with the memories of Atlantis and that time of preparing for the cataclysm. Well, now we want to get a cataclysm of consciousness versus a cataclysm of the planet. So my parents met in engineering physics. My mother, the nuclear physicist, visioning plutonium in the labs, working on the bomb the whole time she was pregnant with me. My dad, the aerospace, aeronautical engineer, all top secret projects. And I did all their experiments growing up. And I built my first scalar healing light chamber in 1978. So we've been on this mission of how to heal and bring healing to the world for quite some time. And so this infinity wave, when that's applied to the body, and this is Tesla's real work, but we wanted to bring a technology to the world. How we bring a technology that can support true quantum leaps of consciousness by activating, the DNA, literally the DNA and all the latent DNA, the 12 strands of DNA, and call forth all the wisdom and all the memories that are within us to be, let's come from that point of wisdom where we create a new heaven and a new earth. So develop technology for healing. And that's all over the world. It's a true bioscalar technology. But that infinity wave applied to the body allows a spiraling into the double helix of the DNA to release all that is not of core essence. It's like cellular memory erase in a sense, but it's calling forth all that wisdom into total coherence, where you're being aligned by the light, with the light, and as the light and highest powers of love. As that spirals into the double helix of the DNA, the core of the DNA is literally the light from the stars, the stuff from the stars. It could be called the star seed by some people, obviously. And we are stardust. So we want to activate that light within us for true cellular enlightenment and global enlightenment. So we developed a technology that is designed for that enlightenment, literally from within us, and total remembrance of who we are, all that we are, all that we're here for, and total access to all that's ours. So how do we embody that light? Because we are truly just beings of light here, infinite, powerful, unlimited beings of light in this time of the great awakening that cannot and will not be stopped. And it's time for that remembrance and people waking up to all that we're really here for. So to our highest potentials and to literally our infinite potential. So we developed that technology through asking questions of how do we bring healing to the world? There's only so many people we could personally teach or touch or train. And it's like, wait a minute, how do we create the next quantum leaps of consciousness through creating technologies, a technology that could generate fields of consciousness and feed the grids around the planet, feed the grids within the planet to make it easier and easier for everyone to access those fields of consciousness. And it's through unified fields. So we're talking about we've got to be the greater community, show up individually and collectively in sacred communion with each other. That's coming together in these unified fields of consciousness. We've got to be that unified presence that heals the world. So it's about that embodiment, but we've created a technology that creates individual healing, total regeneration, literally of the DNA, repairing the breaks in the DNA, lengthening telomeres. But it's also working, besides the grids within the body, working with the grids around the planet, where it's a field technology where everything amplifies or each system that goes on of the technology and all the accessing of that, it's a quantum leap being achieved literally from the quantum energy standpoints, where, every system and every application and every breath can literally expand the capacities infinitely, exponentially. It's literally exponential growth that we're in. We're in this time of the quickening. Today's considered a portal to, what you could call ascension, and December 21st or 22nd is another powerful timing that we're going into for, this embodiment. So, and the way you embody light and energy is through your breath, breathing all that light, all that love through every cell and every part of you, through all parts of the universe, and letting every cell know and remember the power of that truth of the love of our being here now. And we're here to walk this planet in that total remembrance of who we are, all that we have access to. And be the change, be the shift that we want to see. And coming from that point of balance, oneness, where, we have access to infinite powers of wisdom. Like, I created a technology that's kind of a wireless human battery charger, like plugging into the cosmic light socket, where you have access to knowing whatever there is to know that allows anything and everything to heal and change on the planet. And working with those grids from, I literally know radiation from the inside out, but now we want the pure spiritual science of where metaphysics meets quantum physics and nuclear physics. It meets biophysics. And how do we embody that change, that shift, that healing for the world? How do we embody it? But also, how do we share it? Because the only thing beyond love is more fully shared love, where you're willing to feel and know so much light and so much love within yourself that you allow the whole universe to feel the power of that presence of the love and the light of your being here now. So how do we create, what I did is I created a technology to override all the abuse of scalar technologies on the planet, to override it with a higher power, the power of love. And we've been very blessed to be able to see anything and everything completely heal, because when the body has the right energy, the power that made the body heals the body. We've seen anything and everything completely heal because the body, when it has the right energy, wants to heal. And we're here to literally be the Christed beings, the miracle workers. And that's what keeps us doing what we do. We love miracles, and created the technology for creating that, activating all that latent DNA, all our potentials, all our infinite powers, but also generating these fields of consciousness for the planet. And, it's a planetary healing that we need, because I asked, how do we create the next quantum leap of consciousness for a planet? And I was asked to create this technology for healing that's very, very, very powerful. And we want to bring that, we're bringing it out to the world, and bringing it out in many different ways. It's, we have very, very high tech, it's nuclear fusion, it's phase conjugate wave pairs that come together with a release of charge and implosion that creates a nullification of all detrimental and destructive fields, the EMF, the ELF, the radiation from Fukushima, or from the non-ionizing radiation, which is your 5G, and your, how do you override all the abuse of power from the Mad Atlantean scientists that have somehow emboldened and re-embodied here? How do we override that abuse of power with a higher power, the power of love, and bring that to the world? And because this is the time we've been waiting for, we want to reclaim our power, our light, our love. We want our planet back. This is a beautiful, beautiful heavenly planet. And that recreation of a new heaven, a new earth, and it's through us being really ready to show up with our gifts and with the miracles. And we need massive miracles for a planet. So I'll try to answer some questions. We developed very high-tech very serious, robust technology that we can go way into the science, the physics of how it works exactly, or we can talk about the waves of love and waves of healing. And I want everybody to please, no matter what happens, keep breathing. There's only fear and love. And you're breathing light, breathing love, and letting go of everything in the way of your greatest life and greatest love. And remembering too, fear is only forgetfulness. Fear is just thinking there's something bigger than God. And if we have access to unlimited power, infinite intelligence, unconditional love, infinite wisdom, well, what's the problem? It can all be easy now. It's a matter of total remembrance and breathing that light and love. And like I said, utilizing these tools, I brought forward a technology that is a totally supportive, energetic environment that nullifies all the detrimental field effects into beneficial energy, you could call electrical precursors for the body, but hyper healthy energy for the planet, for our people, for our children, for the world. So in high tech, and we put it into low tech models. So these are the portable, these are our EE medallions, and the lab research is a 28% increase in the electrical conductivity of the DNA, literally just through wearing a medallion. 28% increase in the electrical conductivity, and that's with our Stanford, Harvard biophysicist lab research. Just with this, hyper embedded medallion, or we have the bracelets. So these are ways of bringing out some of the healing modalities to the world besides our EE system, which is, very powerful energy modality healing, where you're seeing total repair of the DNA and lengthening of telomeres and total regeneration is what I like to talk about, where we're flipping all those epigenetic switches from degenerative process to regenerative process, or regeneration, because we have designer genes. And, people ask, how did you create something that nobody's been able to create? It's like, well, I do double-blind studies and have very, very big kahunas. And we're just here to heal the world and bring that healing to everyone. So I think I've gone pretty much my 20 minutes. So lots of love and aloha.